Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. This is part B or 1B. If you can listen to part 1A, just know that I'm going to be doing more episodes on this, and once I have more time to go through my phone and find yet more evidence, because sometimes I just wonder, is one reason that we have more, let's say, not desirable men and women? Because, yeah, I can't just blame men when I feel like there are some women that assist some men from being good to bad. I just feel like a lot of people forget, or they were brought up to be allowed to not treat people with respect, or maybe some parents treat their child like no one deserves them, or that they are so special that if a person doesn't jump when they say jump, that that means you can mistreat them, use them, and tarnish them, or hurt their feelings, or use them to the point where only your satisfaction is okay. Yeah, it's like with that last part, yeah, well, with half of that fit with Mr. No Heart. But it's just amazing how so many people, either they're upset or they complain about being single, but instead of working on themselves, they just say that they blame other people. And I've already said, like, I know some of the reasons I'm single, like the messages that I share with you guys, which are all real. It's like a lot of men don't like that. Like, I mean, I've told you guys how some men threatened that, like, or they told me that they didn't want anything to do with me if I started my masters, both masters, and that's how I ended up with Mr. Lakaki. And some men could not stand, like Tomas, that I was publishing my children's books and writing my novels. So many men wanted nothing to do with me when they found out that I was writing my novels or trying to start my business. And so, yeah, I already know, like, and my disability. A lot of men don't like that. But it's just crazy how we have so many men who try to be passport bros, and then they keep saying they want real women. But then when I watch, like, I've been watching some of the videos about from passport bros, and they want, okay, I know it's this, okay, I'll leave most of it for another episode, but I keep seeing the pattern of them basically wanting one night stands and easy access to one night stands, but then they get mad when the one night stand doesn't treat them like a husband, or doesn't treat them with loyalty and affection and love and compassion and just everything that is involved in a actual relationship. And I don't know, it's really odd. So anyways, thank you so much. And in the messages, maybe you can let me know about some of the times someone either called you crazy, or when you called somebody crazy. Like, what happened? What did they do? What did you do? I mean, as long as it's legal. It's like, yeah, I don't want anybody snitching on themselves on things they did, or okay, you can just say you know somebody that dot dot dot. Okay, yeah. So if you're gonna do that, you can do it that way. Okay, well, anyways, enjoy. I'll see you soon. Bye. We don't need to conversate. There's nothing for us to conversate about. And he's like, give me another chance. I want to be with you. Yes, you can't blame me for being an aholic, and you can't blame me for wanting you. I was like, when we're in the car and I'm talking to you on the phone, I just can't help myself. You know I can't help myself. You know I'm attracted to you. It's like, you can't tell me that I can control where my hands are when I'm talking to you. And I'm just like, are you out of your mind? Like, well, okay, we have never even met, and you only want, like, whenever we talk, it's like he wants me to do the talking so that he can handle his stick shift. And then even like whenever we're Snapchatting or whatever, messaging, he like always tells me to start the conversation because he only knows how to have um provocative conversation. And it's to the point where it's just like, okay, if that's the only way you see me, leave me alone. But till this day, today, it's like, because every time he messages me, I screenshot it so I can have proof. Because a lot of times men will go around and say she's crazy. Kind of like, oh, that one idiot doofus guy that I've shown you messages of. He knows a guy that he called, like, this guy called me crazy because he didn't like that I was getting my third degree, and that I wanted to write my own children's books. He said that was stupid, and that I wanted to start my own business. Like, he kept saying that I was crazy because of my goals, aspirations, and things like that. And it's just, guys, when they're gonna say call a woman crazy, make sure she's actually crazy, because you might be mixing crazy with petty. There's two different things. Because with my petty, I'm going to be posting. It's like, yeah, I only do like the screenshots, but just showing the proof, just showing how many times this guy keeps trying. Like, and some people are going to like block him. I'm petty. Why block? Yeah. It's like, when I can have the evidence of how long this guy is going to keep on going, I have never messaged first, especially after the engagement note or whatever. That's one thing I have learned. It's like, I mean, I'll message first once in a while, but I make sure that the other guy messages me first. After breaking up with Mr. No Heart, dating him, he he wouldn't even call me over the holidays. He wouldn't even call me the day, like, after my surgery. I asked him, I begged him to call me. It's like, if you're my boyfriend, if we've been dating for, back then it was like yeah, right around 6.5 years. He's like, you say you're never going to marry again, but you want me to act like your wife. You want me to act like your wife, but you want to treat me like trash. You want to treat your supposed wife like trash. That's okay for you. That's perfectly fine for you. But then when men try to call women crazy, when I had to go through physical therapy, and like, if you knew how many tests I had to go through in order to get diagnosed, how many times has he called me? Zero. And yeah, I will do, yeah, I still haven't done part three. I forgot the title, but it's like, and I'm going to be doing the series of the 40 reasons why I broke up with Mr. No Heart, because I literally have over 40 reasons. I started a list and I kept going. And then when I started, I was like, hold up, how many do I have? And I started counting. I'm like, that is scary. But one of the reasons is he treated me like trash. And it felt like he was proud of it. He was proud that he could treat me like any way he wanted, and I was gonna stick around. And part of me was just like, I didn't want to just break up over something that could be fixed. But he didn't want to fix it. He liked it. He'd enjoyed it. Like, he wanted me to jump when he said jump. But whenever I am literally in need, when my car was overheating, he would tell me, okay, then get your father, call your father. But then when he himself his credit score is so bad, he didn't have enough money for a down payment for a car. He called me telling me the day of, the hour of, for me to get out of the, like, get in my car, drive to the bank, get the money, drive to his house. Then he was going to meet me at his house. He grabbed my money, then he wouldn't let me in the house. He told me to wait while he goes and get the car. And see, he doesn't really. When I did break up with him, he was so upset, so appalled, so like just insulted. But he doesn't really. Men don't realize women remember so many things. I won't say everything, but majority, majority. But this man literally like wanted to, and then oh, you're gonna hear the whole story of how he was never gonna pay me back that money technically. Because what he was going to do was go and buy me a Christmas present using that money. Then he was going to go to his family members and brag that he bought me a gift with like he wasn't going to tell them it was with the money he owed me. He was just going to tell them that he bought me that gift. And this is after years of him only giving me a stuffed dog for Christmas. The last Christmas he did that, I was crying, but he thought I was crying because I was happy. I was pissed off. I was upset, livid. Like, I was horrified because I'm just like, after all the things I've done for you and gave to you, and I'm not saying that it has to be of the same value, but year after year after year, I am only worth a stuffed animal to you. After you had your vehicle repossessed, and I'm the one who got it out, like, when you couldn't feed your daughters, when you forgot to pay the light bill, those are two different occasions, too. Yeah. After week after week after week after week, like an hour or two before you go to bed, you tell me that you don't have enough gas to go to work. Oh, like all of the money, like, oh, and then he begged me to start a business with him. Begged me to start a business with him. But then he doesn't have any money. He didn't have any money. So I spend my money to start the business because he knows I want to start businesses. I want to get different streams of income. But then 6 months after we started, once I even start with the website and I have clients and I'm doing my thing, he quits. He quits. But then he doesn't pay me $1 on the equipment and everything that was ordered and paid for. So then I have to pay the credit cards back. I have to pay everything off. That was a loss for me. But did he ever apologize? But it's like it's crazy how men keep wanting to say women are crazy. No, you guys invent the crazy. When you guys say that women belong in the kitchen and that we're not supposed to be leaders and we're not supposed to like represent or own our own companies or anything like that. But then you want to call us your queens. And then sometimes whenever I tell like some of the men, because oh my gosh, both Mr. Lockakey and Mr. No Heart have daughters. Sometimes I wonder, the same way you treated me, treat your daughters. And it's crazy because some of these men, they treat their daughters like they are just empresses. Like they are just wonderful goddesses, queens, and like princesses, whatever. But then they treat the woman that they chose to make these kids with, or the woman that they chose that they want to start a family or like just be a family with. They treat her like garbage, but their daughters are gold. But then they want to call the woman crazy. It's like, okay, so you're gonna treat like, and yeah, it's like I'm glad they're treating the daughters better, but at the same time, if you act like the woman is of no worth, of no use, your daughters are gonna pay attention to that. Your daughters are gonna see how daddy treats mommy or stepmommy. And some kids are gonna, especially if it's stepmom, Some of them enjoy it because they're just like, she ain't my mom. I don't care. I hate her anyway. Yeah, isn't that right? Yeah. Yeah, let's just say I got you got a lot. Some of you guys are gonna know her name soon, but yeah, I'm petty and I don't even care. So, but all in all, it's just if men are gonna call women crazy, you need to know the definition of crazy. And if you're going to tell a woman what her worth is, and like, okay, another quick example. There was one guy during, like, near the end of COVID, or I have several COVID examples. So this is probably going to be a part two. But he asked me to go out with him, begged me, whatever. We go out, and like, he seems nice and everything, but I still don't kind of. But he's going through tons of drama. His baby mother, like, took, like, she was supposed to have the kids for the weekend. Supposedly she took the kids and drove all the way to Alabama and they're not coming back. And so part of me was just like, okay, you're not ready to date, you're not ready for a relationship, because you need to figure out like the whole kids thing, because while on the phone with me he's saying so many crazy things to the point where I'm just like, yeah, you're not ready to date. So I'll tell that whole story a different time. But then there was also the one guy, he's on the spectrum, but it's like, since I have a disability, he has a disability. I thought he was going to be an understanding. And he kept saying that I was wonderful, beautiful, and smart. And he would be crazy if he didn't date me. But then the first date, the first and only date, yeah, basically, he ignores me, wants nothing to do with me, and on the ride home tells me that I just belong in the house. I should just be getting money from the state and I am of no use. He told, like, the entire drive home. But you guys keep saying that women are crazy when men keep telling me that I better, like, while, like I said before, starting my master's, well, it's going to be me or the degree. And then when I choose the degree over the man, it's like, let's just say I almost had to call the police on one guy because of the threat that because he didn't like that I was choosing my education over him. And then, oh yeah, Mr. Snodgrass. It's like he threatened, like, I didn't know until after that he was gonna propose to me, but he told me I had to quit my job or date him because he didn't like, and he was so stupid he didn't understand what my job was. But then years later he begs for me back. And this is the same one where his grandfather, or it was during somebody's birthday, we went to the birthday party, and he told all the men at, like, after the dinner or whatever, before cake and ice cream, oh, you're dating a wonderful, beautiful black woman, but why can't you settle with a decent white one? Yet you men are creating the crazy. It's like we have all these, like, passport bros who are, oh, women are westernized and all this other stuff. But do you know why a lot of us women are tired of you guys? And a lot of you have been listening. You know that my dating preferences are like nothing physical. I mean, I do find some things attractive and some things not attractive, but it's like, biggest one is politics. My biggest one is, are you willing to adopt and foster? My biggest one is, have you been to prison before? And oh, it's like, do you have a degree? Because most men who don't have a degree hate on me and literally have either broken up with me or given me the alternative, because they're just like, choose me or your books, or writing your books. Yeah, 'cause Miss Thomas left me after I published I think it was like my third children's book. I was like, I forgot, like, so much time has passed since, but literally he broke up with me because I was publishing my books. Anyway, anyway, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and there will be another part to this. This will probably be a two-parter because I think I went over, but we'll see. We'll see.